Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to go through some of the best products from Boxycharm in 2018. I'm really trying to revisit how I feel about some things like subscription boxes and things I've bought and like where I want to be next year. So I thought I'd do a quick review to see if I could pull out enough products that I really liked from Boxycharm to see if I had actually met the value of what I paid for the box in the year. Spoiler alert, there was a lot of duds this year, I'm not gonna lie. That's not even fair to say. There was some duds in Boxycharm this year where I was like, seriously, why would you even put this in here? Like, is this a joke? Take this away. I don't even want this in my house. I'm looking at you, those stupid Jonte blue eyeliners. But that being said, there was also so many great products this year that I was really actually happy to get because I probably wouldn't have tried them otherwise. And I'm gonna quickly go through those with you and their costs and kind of like my value bracket on Boxycharm this year. So my first thing I want to talk about and the most recent is this Ace Beauty Grandiose palette. So this is kind of like a warm tone palette. This one rang in at $25 value-wise. For those of you who have never seen Boxycharm before or know what it is a $21 5 full-size product subscription service. So I really like it, even though there's like some duds sometimes. If you're interested, you want to check it out, I will link a playlist down below and I will also leave a referral link. You can use it or not use it. It doesn't make any difference to me. It'll be there for you if you want it. So yes, back to this. I will also link any videos I have relating to the specific like tutorial if there is one, etc, etc. So this was a really great palette. I have things that are similar, but nothing that's exactly the same. I like Boxycharm for the fact that it lets me try out some new products or new brands I may not have necessarily had the chance to come in contact with. Ace Beauty I feel like is one of those, and I was very happy with the palette. Like the shades are very beautiful. They're very like, I really like effortlessly pretty stuff. Like there was no digging into the palette. There's no extreme anything to make this work for you. This is another recent one. I'm really liking this mascara. This is the It Superhero mascara, and it's not that I wouldn't have had a chance to come across this, but I don't think for $25 I would have had the balls to actually go and purchase this in the store or on Toronto Shopping Channel. So I do really like it. It's a little bit difficult to take off. Like I fully admit that it's difficult to take off, but every time I use it, I'm really happy with the results. I had a friend over yesterday for our office Christmas party and she actually borrowed it. I know, don't share eye products. I don't care. And she used it and she actually came and was like, holy crap, like what was that? I really want to go pick it up. So I'm really happy with this, and this was also $24. Boxycharm does typically send quite a few tools. There's at least a tool each month. There's lots of products and lots of tools I've gotten that are good and that I like, but I did want to especially call out these Alamar beauty brushes. So there is a crease brush, a definer, and like a shadow packing brush. I really like these. The set is $18. Alamar is a new brand, and again, it's something I would have never come across if it wasn't for Boxycharm, so I was really happy to get these. We get lots of Luxie brushes, and like there's Crown brushes and Aesthetica have all been there, but I think out of the tools and the brushes that we got this year, this is probably my favorite set and the one I reach for the most. As a runner-up, and I had them out and put them away, we actually got a set from Vintage as well that I really liked. They are the ones that looked like this. I didn't actually tally them into my my total here, but they were also very good brushes, so I thought I would mention them as well. I don't like when I get brushes I'll never use. Like we get some stuff that's like huge floppy like face brushes and I don't even know what I would use it for. The next product I felt like was a real winner this year was the Laura Geller New York Baked Blush and Brighten. It's kind of this like baked swirly brush. The suggested retail price on this was $28, which also beats out the cost of the box in 1 month. So I was super excited to get these. I've tried Laura Geller products before, but because they're so expensive, I typically don't reach to put them in my cart. I have to order them from Ulta, and Ulta charges us custom sometimes. It's really hard to tell, so I was happy to be able to try some of her other products that weren't those like swirl jelly blush or highlights. Was really happy with this. It was a very nice color. It's kind of like a catch-all color as well. It's this like light pink up at the top. You can use it when I'm tan, I would use it as a highlight, and when I am not tan, I would use it as a blush. Another brand I got to try out this year from Boxycharm that I would have never otherwise tried out is this brand Note. And I actually got this blush in the box. It's like a terracotta shade. So I wasn't in love with the packaging because it is quite thick. But it has the blush, and then when you lift it up, it also has a little mirror. So I'm not gonna blind you with it, but it's there. So this guy was $11.99. I also was able to use some of my points this year, so I picked up a eyeliner from the same brand, like a liquid liner. It is also very nice. I'm not counting it in this video because it's something I used points for, but just overall, I'm very happy with this, everything I've tried from this Note brand so far. Something I did already know I liked, but I did manage to get to add to my collection was 2 more of the Girlactic lip paints. So Girlactic is kind of an indie brand company that's a little bit lesser known, but their lip paints are so beautiful and they're so long lasting. Some people don't like them because they think that they're a little bit drying, but I don't typically have that problem. So if you have lips that can take some abuse, I don't even know if abuse is the right word. If you just don't have lips that are susceptible to getting dry and are like chapped all the time, these are the 2 shades I have. They are Playful and Posh. These are the 2 that came in the box this year. I have other ones, but I wanted to specifically reference these. When you wear these and then you eat, they like wear evenly. So they just look a little lighter as you wear them through the day, like lighter and then lighter and then lighter. But then when you press your lips together, it is almost like, bam, it's back. I don't know how it does that. It's almost like the pigment reattaches to itself once you press your lips together a little bit. But I really, really love these, and these are $23 each, which I actually didn't even incorporate in my cost. I only incorporated 2. So my cost is actually my value is $23 higher than I actually wrote on here. I think this is probably the actual star of Boxycharm this year. This is the Alamar Cosmetics palette, the Reina del Caribe. I'm excited to see what else Alamar comes out with. A lot of people were blown away by this palette, specifically the shimmers. Like, they are just bazonkers. Like, I hardly even touch them. I'm going to try and not get this all over myself, but like, just effortless. Totally effortless swatches. Like, I have a major appreciation for people who like do their side hustle. So the girl that owns this company also works for Boxycharm. She has really obviously busted her balls to like do what she wants to do in her life. She's a very good friend of Kathleen Light's as well. This is $28 for 8 shades. I think about this and how much it would have cost her, like how much capital investment it would have cost her to put this brand out and like put out something of quality for the first round, and then have Boxycharm actually distribute a free palette essentially to everyone. I realize that Boxycharm probably has a contract with Alamar and like they work it out so it's not actually costing Alamar money, but what a way to get your name out there. And then I look at like Natasha Denona, and this is an 8-pan palette for $28, and I actually think that I like the formula of this better. And then I look at the 5-pan palettes from Natasha Denona, and they're $65, and they're not even as good. Like, so I have a lot of respect for the woman who started this. I'm so sorry I can't remember her name. I will insert it here, like a picture or something, but I'm here for this, and I really dig it. People are probably going to be surprised to see this show up in what I thought was of the better value in this year's Boxycharm. This is the Pure Cosmetics Complexion Authority. When I first got this, I didn't like it. And I will still stand by the fact that I don't like the bronzer. It's too shimmery and I don't like shimmery bronzers. But I love this highlight and this blush. And like, they're not in a swatch the best formula, but if you use the right brush, oh God, I totally swatch this in a way you can't see. If you use the right brush with them, they are so bright. Like, look at that highlight, look at the blush, like they're the last 2 on my arm. And you can absolutely use these as shadows. You can absolutely use these as face products, as highlights. Like I really dig products like that these days. Like, even after the swatches, they're still very visibly on my fingers. So there's the highlight blended a little bit more, but And the blush is there, just harder to see. So see how nice it is? It's one of those products that looks very natural on the skin. Like you look at it here and you're like, whoa, that's some pretty intense stuff. But when it's actually on the skin, it's quite nice. And I think this was actually quite a good product. I don't think a lot of people gave it the chance that it deserved. This guy was $34 as a suggested retail price. Boxycharm is known for giving out a lot of Dr. Brandt skincare. So this is actually the Needles No More Baggage. I didn't like this when I first got it. It took me a while to like get it to work the way I wanted it to. But I've noticed that since I've been using this is basically like an eye cream. If I use this before I put on my primer, so I like put this on, let it set for a couple minutes while I do my face priming and moisturizing, and then I put my regular primer on and then do my eyeshadow. This has actually been helping stop the creasing problem I've been having, which I'm super happy about because I was like, eyeshadow is my thing when it started to do that and I couldn't make it stop. And I was coming home every day with like big piles of shadow in my crease. I was like, ugh, I was getting so upset. But this is really helping that problem. And this retails for $42. All of these retail prices are in US dollars based on their websites and based on Boxycharm, just so everybody knows. So in Canadian, this is going to be a little bit more money. So please keep that in mind. That goes for the cost of the $21 for the box as well. Keep the conversion in mind, Canadians. You know how we live. That's just how it is. I also was really partial to this Wander Beauty Unleashed mascara. So there's two mascaras in my favorites for the year from Boxycharm. I really liked just how natural this looked. When I first took my lash extensions off in the middle of the year and my eyelashes grew back was about when this came about. And when I take my eyelash extensions off, I always find my eyelashes grow back super long, super huge, like uncontrollable. So I actually don't mind that I have to deal with like 2-3 weeks of like not the most prime eyelashes. And when I was using this with those super long crazy lashes, it looked like I had extensions again. It was like the best thing ever. So I have only tried this and maybe 1 or 2 other things from Wander Beauty. So in the next year or so, I do want to try some more stuff from them. This was valued at $24. I did want to just make mention, I didn't include the December Boxycharm because I actually have BoxyLuxe coming for December. And I did look at what's in it and I don't think that anything is really going to stick out for me. So this is from January to November. So this is obviously not the right one, but they did send a sample size of the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream. I am a big lover and believer in the Boom Boom Cream, so I was happy to have a little sample so I could throw it in my bag and take with me. The value that they sent of the sample was a little teeny tiny guy, and it is about $10. Last but not least, they did send out this Cover FX Blurring Primer. Cover FX is also one of those companies that I don't necessarily reach, like I don't necessarily go and like drive towards that brand and drive that brand into my cart on a regular basis. I actually don't think I've ever bought anything from Cover FX. A lot of the stuff I've gotten is through subscription boxes or gifts or like mixer packs from Sephora. But I really did like this primer, and the value of this one was $38. You basically put it on your skin like a regular primer, press it into your pores, and it gives a really nice finish. I would say it's a slightly less awesome version of the Tatcha Silk Canvas, but it does give like that kind of airbrush look as well. So overall, I did calculate $300, and I'm going to include the value of the 2 lip paints since I am a dum-dum and don't know how to do math. So the total value of all of my favorite products that I was very happy to receive this year was $329. And what I spent on the box over the year was $252. So I totally got my value out of the box in the year, like 100%. I don't actually doubt that for a second. I got lots of great tools. I got lots of other awesome products that I really like, but I was doing this video solely based on like absolute favorite things I got this year with like that I use all the time and I use the absolute most. So you have to consider that on top of all these products, I also got another 4 products per month that were either horrible or good or I liked or I gifted. So the value is actually more than the $329, but like I actually don't feel bad about it. I also pay by the month. So you have options to do a 12-month subscription, and it's actually cheaper, so the value is actually higher. So all in all, I am actually happy with my Boxycharm experience for the year, and I hope that you let me know how you feel about yours. I know a lot of people are on and off with their subscription boxes right now, and I believe that 2019 and YouTube and this community is going to be about being more mindful and being a little less consumer grabby, and everybody is kind of, spoiler, I was planning on trying to do somewhat of a no-buy for the whole year of 2019 and see how much stuff I could get through. And I had this idea about 2 months ago, but now I'm starting to hear so many people saying they're going to do it. So I may not do it like officially on my channel as a thing, but I will so far be keeping my Boxycharm. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you're thinking of your Boxycharm, if you're going to keep it or get rid of it next year, or if you are just interested in trying it out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you choose to subscribe before you leave, because I like to hang out with everyone. And I'll see you next time.